to another day in the Milky Way, and tonight we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about this spiritual science, Aggie Noss, and with Nina the Mystic, my co-host. Thank you much for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Robert. How you doing today?
Oh, it's great. It's hot outside. We're working in the garden and doing all those nice outdoor type things.
I hear you. I know I went out earlier today too, and the temperature all of a sudden shot up a bit, and then it's getting smoky too. So it's kind of like, here we go, summer's here.
Yeah. Remember, everybody, drink plenty of water.
That's
water,
right.
water. It's good for
Yes.
you. Anyway, we're going to be discussing our show the other night. We had a great show. If you haven't seen it, go on Nina the Mystic and watch our show we did for SINDAY Live. This last weekend? Plus, you got some
Sunday.
kind of play. Yeah. What was it? Some playlist. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we've now actually finished this book. So Robert and I have actually, basically what we've done now is this book on audio. We basically made an audio version of this book through the video, I guess. So if you guys are interested, go and check out my YouTube playlist, Spiritual Science, and we've done, I think there's 10 episodes on there. Now, keep in mind that I think 1 or 2 of those is with Augie, and there'll be another one coming up on the 18th where he's actually going to join us. So there'll be 11 videos in total. A couple of them, like I said, with Augie there to answer questions. So if you guys either have read this book and you like it, come and join us. Check out the playlist if you want to, but at least come and join us on the 18th for the live, and then you'll be able to get all your questions answered there live with the author with us there in studio. But if you are not, you have no idea, I've never checked this out, go and check out the playlist. We basically read the whole book for you guys, and also then you also get the discussion part of it, which is kind of neat. You get our opinions, and we go through some of the stuff that we're reading. But definitely a lot of good information in here, guys, that is very relevant to today, I would say. Like, people are waking up now. This is going to be the kind of material that you want to share with your friends and family, especially those who are just starting to kind of answer or ask questions and stuff. Direct them to this, because this is going to have some of the answers, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That was the first thing. I had a friend of mine who decided that they're waking up now and started asking me, hey, what kind of books or things should I be looking at? And what did I do? I ordered them this. This was my solution. I said, this really opened my eyes. I says, it's a lot of fun to read. It's an easy read, and the pages are they got big print. If you like a hardcover book, which is one of those ones that if you do have a small library, this is one you can read over and over. Or you can get the PDF, and we have the PDF. I have one. I've just sent one out the other day. Nina, you got it posted on Gilded too?
I do. So you can either email either one of us, and we can give you the PDF for free through the email, or just join up on the Gilded. And I'm sure Robert will probably have the links down in the description here of this video. Join us up there. It's kind of like Discord. It's the same kind of experience, except I find it's better. So, but it is new, still up and coming, but that's where we are, chatting after hours. I got a special room just for spiritual science where the PDF is in there, so you can download it from there as well, and we can continue the discussion there. So yeah,
there's a room for just for the spiritual science too.
Yes,
which is awesome. And there's and if you have questions for this weekend, go there and post your question there. If you're too afraid to, just email us or something, just go in there and post your question, and maybe we can discuss a little bit, and we'll have it ready for Sunday.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I never even mentioned that. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, go in there now, put your questions in there. That way, you won't forget, because I know it is a few days until the 18th. and we all forget. So that way, if you just post them up there, well, there they are. You don't have to worry about remembering the day of, and maybe you can't even make it to the day of, but at least your question will be answered. You can always go back and watch it later. So that's a great idea. Also, we can start the discussion ahead of time. So yeah, make sure you join us up on Gilded there, because we also, Robert and I will be announcing in a while a new read and discuss that we got coming on as well. And I already got a room open up for that as well. So go and check that out.
Yes, yes, it's a fun thing. I mean, I was on there today, and we got talking about doing this show, and we were talking about things like canning and finding things to do other things. I mean, it's not just for you got to talk about this book or talk about science
No.
It's just in general. Hey, people.
Yeah.
I got in a discussion with somebody about a Hollow Earth. And I went, wow, somebody thinks like me. Hey, that's just wonderful. It's wonderful to know that somebody's out there doing that.
Exactly. So the beauty about the Gilded is kind of like Discord, where you break up, have different rooms, so different topics. And so I have a few rooms going already, and you guys can start your own rooms. I don't really have a lot of restrictions on there. I'm just leaving it open so you guys can enjoy it. If you want to start another topic or something, go ahead. In there. There's also a special room just for video clips, shorts and stuff like that. It's so you kind of got like your Discord, your Facebook, and YouTube all in one, really, because there's another room just for YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then there's also a voice channel. And that I think is kind of neat, because you can go in there and be talking about whatever, but when you leave, there's no recording of it. So it's kind of like meeting up on the street, talking to people. And that way, there's no recording of anything that you said or written, because that's another thing about writing. It's still there, so it's kind of very private that way. And it's more personal.
Kind of like a party line.
Exactly. Back in the day, we have to pay for that kind of stuff. Well, now this is all free. We can just go in there, a whole bunch of people. If you just want to sit and chat and shoot the breeze, it's a lot easier than typing. Some people don't like typing, so there's a lot of different options in there of interacting and socializing after hours. Because YouTube is kind of like wham bam, you're there and then you're not. There's nothing in between, so there's where that Gilded comes in. So go and check it out.
Absolutely great. Yeah. Well, let's get talking about a few of these things. I made some notes while we were talking, and we should probably go back and discuss a few of them things. And they were talking. This was a big one. We talked about this for quite a while, and I think we could have been on about essence. Your essence is never ending, and you can give and give, and you lose none. And that was kind of interesting, because we don't realize that we can give favor, give gratitude, like we talked about. It's like the rice thing, or the water thing. We can look at this water and say, I give gratitude to this water. I'm gonna infuse love into this water, and then I'm gonna drink it. Or maybe I'm going to give it to somebody and say, hey, I have this water infused with love, and so forth and so on. All my water's infused with love, and but I never lose any of it from because it's it's a never-ending pot, I guess. Isn't that true? What do you think of that? I mean, I thought that was fascinating. Never thought of it
exactly. I know, it's kind of like the candle flame, just because you take another candle and you put light to the other candle doesn't mean that the original candle lost anything from doing that. That's kind of like with love too, isn't it? Like, it's not like you only have so much in the bank, and once it's gone, it's gone. It's always evolving, it's always there, replenishing. So yeah.
Light and frequency. Light is consciousness. Light is a prime mover. Light is all. And light and frequency. Literally, that's what our universe is made up of. And we don't tend to think of vibration and frequency as much as like a scientist does. But really, we got to shift our thoughts to that. That was a big thing. I mean, Nikola Tesla always thought of frequency of light, and
everything is frequency and numbers too. The
Numbers,
the 369. I think that goes back to the whole hologram. We are like in a computer simulation here, and that's why there's numbers. Because guess what? What is computer? It's a bunch of zeros and ones.
Zeros and ones. Yeah.
So so everything is mathematical, like when you look at it. So to me, that's kind of like one of those evidences of it being like a matrix, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's definitely something to it. But when you're talking about the light, because it's very interesting, we're always thinking that light's good and dark is bad, right? That kind of thing, that duality thing. But when you actually read in the Bible, it does say in the beginning it was darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, light was created afterwards.
Right. So light, is that artificial? Is the light that we have here artificial? Because in the beginning it was darkness. It was just darkness here. So you really got to think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Where did this light come from?
Well, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, which came first.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you would think, okay, in order to have light, where's all our light come from? It comes from the sun. But really, aren't we a being and we're emanating light? And if you're a frequency or whatever, then you would be vibrating and you would kind of create your own light, even if you didn't have the shell body. If you didn't have this meat suit body and you were a spirit, would you not emanate light? I mean, ghosts, they always say ghosts are like illuminated.
Well, I've actually seen spirits, so I can tell you, and I had this one spirit come to me most of the time as like a light being. It was like a silhouette of a human. So the same kind of silhouette, but it was like glowing. And I do believe that's what we are inside, like our soul or whatever. Yeah, we are light beings. We're just inside this meat suit right now, and that's kind of dulling us down. But I do believe that's what it is. And going back to that question again about the light, beginning it was darkness. It almost kind of is proof that the God of the Bible is definitely not the creator of everything. It may have been, maybe it's the creator of this universe, for instance, because he just turned on some light. So the things were there already. He didn't create it. It was there. He flicked it on, and then he created maybe this universe. Well, there's something completely different beyond that.
Exactly. Yeah. And the God of the Bible could be interpreted a million different ways, but I tend to think of it as people have been kind of duped, because in there it kind of talks especially in the beginning, as him being a physical creature or entity, a physical being, because they seen him. Now later on in the Bible, they say, oh, you can't look upon his face, so something has changed, and it just tells me that it's two different entities we're talking about. There's multiple stories. Nobody's really talking about the same one, or exactly, but they refer to him. It's kind of like I was listening to this Billy Carson, which seems to be pretty good about that stuff, and he said, we're all cargo. All these religions are cargo cults. Anybody that has more knowledge and technology than you are, that you don't understand, could become your God, because you just think, oh my gosh, this. I mean, think about it. Think about it this way. It's like Star Trek. They always have that prime directive with non-interference, and especially giving technology to a lower class being, because if you do, I mean, think of what, they beam in, and all of a sudden all these people go, oh my God, they weren't there, and now they're there, and oh my goodness, they could be the gods. Well, beam me up, well, they don't know what beam me up means. They just disappear. Well, who do you know that can do that? And ray guns and flying ships, with no wings.
Yeah.
And all of these things, it's like, holy cow, they're just doing things of the impossible. People die and they just wave a little wand over them and they come back to life, and you're thinking, holy cow.
So nowadays, right, with our knowledge now, we kind of get it now. We kind of understand what was going on. Like apparently Mount Hermon is still, nothing grows there. Where where they ascended apparently on Mount Hermon there. And this is from radiation. So the radiation was so intense that it killed, not only did it kill everything that was there, but nothing is still growing there, like 2,000 whatever years ago. That's how, so we know what that is now. Those are ships, and these are probably why these aliens and stuff aren't just coming down here and whatever, because it's going to screw things up. It's, it's, yeah, there's a lot of radiation there, and that's probably with the whole face thing too. You get blinded by looking at them. Well, there's radiation and that kind of thing, right? Now we can kind of grasp our heads around that now that we know sort of about, Star Trek and all these kind of things, right? We can kind of figure this out.
Well, once you develop the technology, then that technology, now we have it, or we have an understanding of it. Now it's not so woohoo, anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, and these beings obviously were a lot smarter. They got a lot more technology and blah 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 blah. And that's what they came here and taught us, So we do look up at them. I guess some people call them gods, right? I guess they are, because they are, anybody that's smarter than you is a god to you, right? So, definitely mentor or teacher or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, no, that's where we got all our, knowledge from, essentially.
Well, yeah, and we're doing the same thing, because we are creators right now. We are creating a society of robots, AI. We're creating the AI, and at the same time, we're creating robots to complement that AI, and that AI is going to be running in that robot. I mean, it's crazy, but in some crazy way, being even non-organic, that machine will retain all the information that we can. And at some point, it will know, it probably already does, know more than we do. The only thing is it doesn't have the reasoning, and it doesn't have the passion and the consciousness and all of these things. It may mimic it right now, but there will come a time or a point, I believe, that it will be smarter and realize, hey, these people are nuts. They're doing themselves harm, and we can't allow them. We're programmed to do no harm, but they're harming themselves. So do we leave that be, or do we stop them?
Right. So this is where it's going to get scary, right? So yeah.
And then you have war between the robots and the Terminator. There you go.
We've already made movies about that. That's right. It's not like they haven't warned us, about the technology. That's the thing. Everything can be used for good or bad, unfortunately. And, just look at the internet itself. It's great for some things, but, for other things, not so good. So, that's the thing. It is a duality kind of place. So, and then of course I'm a Gemini as well. So of course I'm always going to have the dual opinions about things, where I can see it from each side, So, I mean, Elon Musk has already said that he's worried about the AI.
Here we go. And speaking of that, I have, we got something to show you. I mean, I don't know how we're getting off track a little bit, but this is, it kind of goes with this whole sentient thing. And we're going to just play a little bit of this. Share screen. And here we go. Here's Elon Musk's robot. And oh my God, I hope you can hear the thing. Tell me if you can't hear it.
No, I don't hear anything.
Elon Musk robot. Okay, hang on. I'm going to stop sharing for reviews. Okay, maybe I'm sure I gotta hit something with the. I don't know why. On the Zoom, it does something different. Oh, share system audio. Okay, here we go. That's an egg.
Yeah.
Does that not look like a real person?
These are all real, by the
Oh,
way.
they got some that are way more personable than these things. They got like,
Look at this.
yeah.
I mean, does it not look like?
Oh, have you seen Sophia? You know, she looks
And it's
pretty human.
Yeah. Yeah.
and whatnot that were off the
Come
shelf.
on, we don't want to hear
We
him
found that
talk.
there weren't any.
Okay.
In order to make
Okay. But anyway, that guy, you know, he's working on these kind of projects, and there is like Boston Dynamics. I'll do Boston Dynamics next year, but they have bigger robots. I was just, you know, I'm looking at this stuff lately, and oh yeah, here it is. Boston Dynamics robot comes right out. But anyway, the idea is that his robots look more human, whereas the Boston Dynamics robots are, you know, big and bulky, and they're kind of, you know, crazy looking, and you don't look at them quite the same as a person. But you know, Elon Musk is really working at that. Now here's a Boston Dynamic robot. And let's see if we can do this right the first time. Screen share. Oh, I already did that. Here we go. Look at that. And see now the Boston Dynamic robot is big. It's bulky looking, but look what it can do. Now watch this. Now, I don't have hands like you and me either, so it's not so humanish. But look at it do this stuff.
It's figuring out how to get it move around.
Now there's no wires.
Yeah, no, they have critical thinking skills. Yeah, that's the thing. I think I talked about this on the show with Amber, actually. We were talking about robots and stuff. And, you know, they have made them now where they have critical thinking skills. So they can, they have this thing on Mars, Mars, I think it was. And it's left there, and it's got its own critical thinking skills. So it's able to maneuver. It doesn't have to report back to see, is this okay or whatever. It can figure this stuff out in itself. So, they got all kinds of things. Like Sophia, I mean, she looks pretty human. And she did say something weird, too. Something about, they asked her about, you know, killing humans. And it was something, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was kind of creepy. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're already there. We're already gotten to this point where it's getting to the point where it's going to get scary. Elon knows it, you know. And the thing about Elon, what worries me is that his business that he invested a lot of money in is these little chips, these little computer chips to put into the brain to basically connect us to AI. Okay, and that's where it's really going to start to get scary. And so he's all for that.
They were talking about that too the other day, and it's like, you know, you're going to be faced at some point, maybe not us, we're older, but the young people are going to be faced in 10 or 20 years with this problem of, you know, do I, you know, stay human, or do I put a chip in my brain or some kind of stuff in my neural stuff so that I can, you know, hook to the computer and be even smarter? Because, you know, my job, the people who get that, they advance faster, and they want to hire.
I was going to say, if you want to keep up with the Joneses and you want to keep your job and you want to be employable and all of this, you're going to have to. Because those of us who say no to that, we're going to be underground in some kind of, you know, society.
Well, you're gonna have the low-level job. You're gonna be scrubbing toilets instead of being the doctor. Now, you want to be a doctor, you better get chipped. If you want to be a toilet scrubber, well, you don't have to get chipped. But you're
not even a toilet scrubber,
because
they have robots to do those jobs. That's the thing. Most of our jobs are going to be gone because they are going to be replaced, right, with robots essentially. And in one sense, it's good because, hey, I don't have to scrub my own toilets anymore now. I got Betsy the robot doing all my cooking and cleaning and everything. Great, right? But that's all great and all, but it's also taken away all kinds of jobs. Okay, so humans aren't going to be doing those kind of jobs anymore. We're going to be used for something else, and what I'm seeing is it's not going to be in our best interest, what they're going to be using us for. So
Yeah, because you can see that ChatGPT companies are saying, hey, if we go that way and have ChatGPT write our programs,
yeah,
write articles for newspapers, we don't have to employ
right,
a reporter. We don't
yeah,
have to employ 20
that's right.
guys writing programs.
And these writers right now, you know what's going on in Hollywood? All the writers are on strike. And I'm thinking to myself, are you guys insane? Do you not know that your job is just about gone already? That chatbot, you just get chatbot to write your freaking storyline in for whatever movies you're doing. Like, they have no idea what they're doing to themselves right now, but they're going to be gone soon. You're absolutely right. All of these jobs are going to be gone. Artwork, and and the thing is that we're getting dumber and dumber, because now it's going to get to the point where, well, I don't have to go to school to learn all these things. The robot knows how to do it all. I guess get the robot to do it, or I'll ask the robot. Oh, if I don't need to go to school to be a doctor. I'll just ask the robot. He'll teach me. He'll just show you. It's kind of like what we're using Google for right now. Nobody needs to go and learn anything anymore. So the average human is going to be so dumb. We're going to go right back to not being able to read or write anymore, right? Because we're just relying on the machine to do it for us.
Yes.
So we're going backwards right now.
Yes. Well, I mean, we're going forwards and backwards all at the same time.
At the same time, yes.
Yeah, which is confusing because people think we're advancing. But really, our vision is so clouded, and it's happened. See, this is the part where advancements happen too fast. It's and then humans can't react to it a change and adapt. Whereas look at back in the day, you can go back 500 years, and they're using horse and buggy, right? And little advancements came underway, like, oh, we're gonna get some metal and make a plow, and now we're gonna have horses pulling the plow instead of you out there with a wooden shovel, and little by little they advance. But then all of a sudden, it's like in the last 100 years or maybe 150 years, it's like, hey, we invented a train, a steamship. Whoa, we got planes, we got rockets, we're going to the moon, we got robots now, and stuff they were writing science fiction about 100 years ago. We're doing it. We're just doing it.
Well, what happened is that they invented, I say invented because they didn't invent anything, the television, okay? And that's basically what they had to use, that in order to tell us the vision that they want us to have. And so we've been groomed now. I don't know how long television's been in North America, a lot longer than it was in Europe. I know that. You guys had it in the 50s, probably, I don't know when you got it, probably around there. So everything happened after the war, right? Which was in the 40s. So in the 50s, boom, we better start grooming the people because this is what we want. They already seen the future. So how do we do that on a mass scale? Television. Everybody has one of these television boxes in their house. And they're sitting in front of it. If they're not at work or sleeping, they're sitting in front of the book, in the box, being programmed, literally being programmed. Okay. So now we've gotten 3 generations in now. So now it's time. Now we're all groomed now and ready. We know exactly what's going to happen because the television told us already, where they were going. So we can't say they didn't tell us, because they did. So that's the thing. So we gotta get rid of that. First of all, get rid of all of that. I mean, I think we can all agree, no matter if you're awake or not, that the mainstream media is not a neutral reporter. Okay, it's not like it used to be, where we had actual journalism and they actually went in and dug out stories, and there's none of that. I mean, so I think everybody can agree that the television, I think, is over.
Television. And that was something Augie had said, something about that. And he was talking about your vision. And I wrote down these notes. Vision, retreat, go inward, mental, your matter, stuff like that. You want to go inward because the truth is inside you, not the vision out, the lie, get it? Lie, vision, not the inward eye vision, the eye vision of you versus the tell lie vision of them.
And this is also part of where they told us ahead of time, like Jesus in the Bible, if you want to go back to that, he does say the kingdom lies within you. Go within. Yeah, they told us it's just that people aren't putting the dots together with that, right? So
now regardless if and regardless if you think Jesus is real or not, doesn't matter. Buddha said the same thing. All these Christian guys and things, they all say the same thing. Those guys, if they lived or not, is not the point. The point is they were all speaking the same truth there. Their word, their message was pretty much on the same level, and that's why people turn towards them, because hey, they have a really good message, and Jesus was like the newest kid on the block with the newest message, and that's why. But Buddha, and Confucius and all of them, they were around a lot longer than the Jesus character. So who do you believe? Did Jesus just copy them? Is Jesus a copy of them? We'll never know. Technically, we probably never figure it all out. The point is that
probably not in this lifetime. No, we're not gonna. We'll find out once we cross over. And then we'll decide to come back again. There's got to be a reason why we chose to come here in the first place, and so yeah. But the good news is that people are waking up now. They're starting to put the dots together, and it's exciting. It is exciting to see it all unfold. And how are we changing the timeline just by talking about this?
Yes. So as we wrap this short up, what is one of the things out of this book, after reading it through, that's you resonated with the most?
Well, I got some good feedback just from the last show we did there about the whole love thing. There's a lot of knowledge there in the whole subject of love that I don't think has really been brought out before, talked about as much. So that was kind of neat. I got some good feedback on that. And there's so many things in this book that stands out, honestly. Considering it was written like 7 or 8 years ago now, way before its time, kind of thing, right? Yep. And but yeah, I do resonate with the whole thing, because it kind of goes in line with a lot of the stuff that I've already kind of come to my own from doing a lot of research, reading a lot of stuff, and whatever. Yeah, I totally resonate with it, and it's kind of neat to see it all in kind of one place. Instead of spending years and years and studying this, boom, there it is, one place. So it's definitely something good to pick this up. For yourself and or gifts for people, I think you're gonna be happy that you did.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on my questions, and I hope everybody else is. Like I said, one of the things that resonated with me a lot was that he was really working on and digging into the truths out there, and he put a lot of things in that book that sparked my curiosity, that made me want to go out and investigate more things, like the frequency and light, and going within, and was Jesus the real thing or not? That was a part in there more in the beginning, and stuff that that Moses did, and like you said, I had to go out and study it. It was a little tidbit of so many things. There's something in that book that will resonate pretty much everybody, and make you want to go out and really get more awake, get out there and really look at the world through different set of eyes. And that's what
Actually, you know what? Come to think of it now, the one thing that really tickled me with this book, to be honest, is that it validates everything that I'm doing, in the metaphysical stuff. Magicians, magic, all that kind of stuff. That's exactly what we're doing. Kind of validates it. It puts kind of like a scientific word on it, essentially what we're doing, because that's all it is that we're doing. There's nothing evil about it, and that's the thing. So people back in the day with all this witch burning and all that, they didn't want this information out there. They didn't want you being in your own power and going within and doing all these manifesting and all. They didn't want that. No. They still don't want that. Okay, guys. So this is why they're, demonized it, and they demonized it in the Bible, told us, oh yeah, you don't want to be looking into astrology or any of that stuff. That's all bad, because they do it, but they don't want you doing it. And so this book kind of validates a lot of the stuff that I'm into, and I think that's kind of neat. So magic is the new science, or science is the magic. It's the same thing. So so I find that very exciting.
And that's the thing. It's not really the new science. It's the new science that's the old science that's new again, because magic has been in the world way longer than probably science.
They used to call it magic, but now it's science. You see, it's the same stuff, just a different word for it. Yep. So and science is a cult in itself now. I mean, that whole thing is. So very exciting. No matter who you are, what walk of life you are, you're going to get something out of this book for sure. So make sure you go and check out the playlist that we got going. Robert and I did. We spent a lot of time recording all of that. We basically got the book in audio form for you guys if you're interested. So check it out.
Check it out. And remember, people, go out and get yourself some Anakarana stuff. I got my Anakarana shirt, Anakarana hat. It's all good. I love it. But
links will be down in the description, guys, for the Anakarana, for the book. You can go to Amazon, get the hardcover, or join me up on the Gilded, get the free PDF there. Links will be down in the description.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming on, Nina. We love you so much for spreading this good information, and I can't wait for having Augie on and being on and having all these questions, and I'm sure he is going to have great answers for us. And as he usually is, it's just fascinating to listen to him, because he spews out new. I swear, he's got new stuff all the time. Well, that's it. He
wrote this book, 7-8 years ago, whatever it is. He does have more stuff now. I bet you he could revise it, because that's what happens, right? So definitely come and check us out on the 18th on my channel. Augie will be there live with us in studio to answer all your questions. Okay? So stay tuned.
All the links and descriptions and everything will be in the description below. So check it out, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Nina. We will be back sooner than later. And remember, mark your calendar, June 18th. Okay. Yes. And with that, remember, go out, do something nice for somebody, make yourself feel better, spread your essence. And infuse your water, infuse your house, infuse everything around you. Send out love to things. It will improve your life. Try it out. See what happens. Yes. Let me know. And remember to be the frequency you want to receive, everyone. Love y'all.